Hello everybody and welcome back to RainBro Crafts. My name is Colton and today I will be showing you how we make our Bonfire soap. This soap is a really nice smoky scented soap with a really cool flame design. So stay tuned and see how we make this really cool Bonfire soap. Alright, let's start this Bonfire soap. We will do just like we always do, which is to pour our lye water into our plant-based oil blend, and that blend is down in the description box below. The temperature of this blend and the lye water was a little cooler than normal, probably about high 90s, which doesn't necessarily affect the overall performance. It just kind of keeps the soap batter a little looser for a little bit longer, which actually for this design works well. We will blend that all up and then we will pour in our fragrance oil, which is Bonfire from Brambleberry. It has whiskey barrel scent, so kind of smoky with some cinnamon and suede and cedarwood and amber and sandalwood, and it is really, really good. It kind of smells a little odd in the liquid fragrance oil form, but then there's something in the soaping process, it makes the fragrance smell really, really nice. So for this design, I was inspired by a bonfire, so I wanted to have 3 separate colors plus black soap batter. So in those pour pictures, I've sectioned off a little more of that soap batter than the batter that I'm going to make into the black base. And we're doing some bright kind of school bus yellow, a nice bright fiery orange, and then a red, which is Trial by Fire, which is our favorite tone of red. And then in addition to that, we will be doing a black base, and that's activated charcoal with a little bit of black oyster mica in there to give it a little shimmer. And then we will just blitz those up with our stick blender to get them well incorporated. We do want to keep the batter a little bit loose, so we don't want to blend it up too much to get that trace too thick or the design won't work. After blending up those colors, I did realize that the yellow, it wasn't bright enough for me, so I did put in like a 1/4 teaspoon more of that yellow mica from Brambleberry, and we just whisk that in as well. This fragrance oil does discolor to a light yellow, so actually all of these colors, and you'll see it in the final product, are much richer than what they look like in this stage, and that's actually much appreciated. These colors were nice, but the final colors look so much better. And then to get the kind of fiery effect we're going for, basically I put down a small amount of that black soap batter, maybe about half of it, and I'm just doing alternating passes of the yellow, the orange, and the red. And kind of just pouring them on top of each other, so doing kind of a whole bunch of drop swirls, one right after the other, to give it that cool flame effect. And we'll just speed up the footage here a little bit, because we just do that basically until we're almost fully out of soap batter. This collection that we're doing for August is inspired by kind of farmer's market, but also summertime, so that's where the bonfire comes in, kind of backyard bonfires or campfires, and this kind of just slotted quite nicely into that overall vibe that we were going for. And now that we are at the top, we just have a little bit of soap batter left, and I'm just gonna swizzle the remainder on top, because the next part you'll see is just me kind of swooping everything together with a spoon, so it doesn't have to be nice and orderly like how I wanted that base color to look. This is actually the second time I filmed this soap. We made 2 slabs of this soap, but the first time I made it to just a little bit before this stage and the camera battery died, but I didn't hear the little kind of beep that warns you that the battery's gonna die because I was listening to Kim Petras very loudly and I didn't hear it. And then I got to just shy of the end and noticed that the little camera light wasn't blinking. So that was fun, but thankfully the soap looks the same on both batches, and I noticed before I didn't have any more soap to make, so I could still get the footage. Cinder, pipe down. Sorry if you can hear a disgruntled elderly chihuahua in the background. Cinder is mad at who knows what. There's probably a squirrel in the backyard or something. Anyways, we will just finish scraping out all of these containers because we will not be coming back to them. There's nothing left for them to give. And it looks pretty messy, but stay with me because it'll make sense in the end. So we'll zoom in and we'll break out our soap spoon there and we'll just smush everything around. I wanted it to be kind of smoky looking, like a fire. Basically like you kind of were looking top down on a fire in a fire pit, and I think this got the job done. You don't want to go too much though, because that's when you run the risk of turning it from distinct colors to brown. We don't want that. And then I will go in with some Gold Enigma mica, which is a really cool white looking mica, but it actually has a gold shift. And you'll see when we get to the soap cutting, the soap almost looks wet on top. And I'm showing you the container there. It's from Nurture Soap, and it just looks so cool and shimmery and gold, and it looks great. The soap top is not wet. That's what the mica actually makes it look like. It's one of our favorite products. And then we will just shave down the edges a bit to clean them up. This is the first time I started doing this on the full slab, just to get the kind of raised sections that didn't get cleaned up in the soap making process. It just helps in the final soap bar prepping before you sell it step. That's basically it. And then we will break this slab down into loaves. And you can see what I'm talking about there with the colors being much more vivid than what the raw soap batter looked like. They're very distinctly yellow, orange, and red with that black kind of accent that really adds to that fieriness. Then we'll break out Dorothy and we will start cutting these soap loaves into slabs. And there is that flame design that I was going for. This is exactly what I had in mind. It couldn't have turned out any better in my mind, and I am very happy with it. This soap we normally bring back usually in the fall time, more towards like the October-November time. It sometimes gets rebranded to fit the season, especially if it's spooky season, if it's October. So definitely if you can't get this now, you can get it in October when it comes back out as a to be determined name. But that is it. That is how we make our Bonfire soap. This soap will be for sale August 1st online and also in person. So definitely grab yours while you can. If you do want to support the channel, we have a subscription service where you can get shout outs at the end of videos. You can get soaps of the month, discount codes, and a whole bunch of other goodies. So definitely check that out. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see what RainBro Crafts comes up with next. Bye.